Hello, yeah, I'm just gonna give my little intro here in this review because I don't really feel like making a whole video about it. So, yeah, the username I've decided to go with is Logia Master 666. Now, I couldn't really think of anything because I'm a metalhead first. A manga addict, otaku, whatever you want to call it, second. So, everything I tried to come up with was just certain metal album here, 505, etc., etc. So I was like, okay, let's think of something manga related, and I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. So Logia Master 666. It's fitting because even though the number 666 don't really have to do with the devil, metalheads like me find it funny, so we just play along with it. And Logia, of course, is a class of devil fruit, devil 666. You get the connection. I'm recording in my kitchen, nothing I can do about that right now. The webcam is attached to the computer. It's on a laptop, so I can't just take it with me. So let's go on with it. I was going to do Naruto, but I decided it's a decent chapter, but I'm just going to stick to the parts that are actually, good for my day of the week. So I'm going to do here One Piece, and this is going to be my first actual manga review, so, don't hate me if I kind of stutter or something along the lines of that. Okay, enough jibber jabber. One Piece chapter 719, and holy shit. Holy shit. Now this is the best chapter of the week of the big three. Granted, Bleach is not even out this week, but holy shit. Now, One Piece almost never, ever actually ends up becoming my favorite of the three of the week. It's my favorite of the three as a whole. But the problem with One Piece is that, like somebody said in Ramaki Jotun's Facebook group page, whatever, One Piece takes like 10 chapters to actually get anything done. Now, exaggeration or not, regardless, that's pretty much right. One Piece is my favorite overall, but there's just not as much impact in individual chapters as opposed to Naruto and Bleach. Now, if you were comparing 5 chapters or something, then One Piece's 5 chapters might pay off more than Naruto or Bleach's, but no one individual One Piece chapter for me is ever really going to top Naruto or Bleach for the most part. This chapter fucking did that. This is one of those few that actually did it. Now, this entirely has to do with Luffy and Don Chinzhao in the Dressrosa tournament, of course, for Ace's Devil Fruit. And, oh my god. I didn't care for Don Chinzhao. I don't care that he was a big motherfucker. I don't care that he was Garp's nemesis. I don't care that he even had King's Hockey. I didn't care. Now I actually like the guy because I actually understand why he is Garp's nemesis and why he hates him so much. So the match is continuing on, and Luffy hit him with that previous, that new version of Red Hawk that he's got going, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Don Chinzhao just flips up like it's nothing, and I'm like, okay, the match is going to keep going on. And we get to see, just before Luffy grabs his head and propels him up in the air, we get to see the flashback of Don Chinzhao, and what it basically entails is they end up discovering this treasure. Somebody, I can't remember his name, he goes by the name of Zero or Zero-sama, something like that. I watched this review recently, and he theorized that this treasure that they were at may have been that legendary treasure that Buggy the Clown had been looking for forever, and it's in this ice that doesn't burn or break no matter what they do to it. That's some tough-ass ice. I swear that shit must have been planted by Aokiji. Not, I'm just kidding, but just bear with me here. And Don Chinzhao is known as Chinzhao the Drill or something along the lines of that. And when I saw his head, at first I was like, oh, wait, is this a different guy whose name is Chinzhao? And then I saw it was like 30 years ago, and I'm like, oh, duh, it's a flashback. I didn't notice it was a flashback until like the next page in. Sad for me. And anyway, so he takes that head and bam, splits that fucking shit in half, and just takes out that whole fucking landmass, I guess you could say. It splits that thing, and he'd been hyped up. He'd been hyped up a lot, and he was, for the most part, living up his reputation, but he was never blowing up anything. At first I thought it was because he didn't want to get himself a ring out, but holy shit, he can actually do what he's hyped up to do. He can split continents. So they gather the treasure that they find, and then the next page ends up showing Garp challenging Chinzhao, and the two of them are about to go at it, and Chinzhao's like, I split 5 or 8 or whatever mountains just for training, and I'm like, not bad, not bad. They go, they're charging, Garp's got his fist ready. I think it's armament hockey. I don't quite remember, even though I read the chapter twice. I'm pretty sure it was armamented. I'm sorry. Chinzhao's got his head ready, and I knew before they even clashed that Shin Zhao's head was going to go whoop, because, I mean, he's fighting Luffy with his new head, so of course it's going to be flattened. It hits it, it flattens, bam! And I was like, okay, that sucks, your head was flattened, it's a new head style, but it looks better, so why do you hate Garp so much just because he beat you? Then I come to find out that even though he armament hockeyed his head, presumably, and bashed as hard as he could not break that ice. He couldn't. He couldn't get that treasure. His ability as a pirate was just gone. His treasure that he worked so hard for, gone. He was a shell of his former self, or a former shell of himself, whatever the hell you want to call it. So Garp had robbed away the thing a pirate loves the most. What is it a pirate in the One Piece universe anyway loves the most? In real life, pirates obviously love treasure. In this universe, pirates don't love treasure the most. What they love the most is being a pirate, seeking out their dreams and achieving them. Don Shinjao lost the ability to even touch that idea. He couldn't even go for it. Couldn't do it. He had to give up being a pirate, which sort of made sense and didn't, because he was strong enough to be a pirate. I mean, Buggy the Clown still decided to be a pirate for treasure. I mean, he's weak as fuck, despite being fucking Chichibukai. So, I can understand where Shinjao's going from and why he wants to exact his revenge on Luffy to an extent. Now, they go, Luffy's in the air, he's coming down with this new elephant gun, but it's called like Elephant Thor gun or whatever, and they're about to clash, and I knew what was going to happen. It was going to be basically a reiteration or redo of 30 years ago, where, in this case, Luffy, instead of Garp, is going to hit his head and beat him. I knew he was going to beat him. I was right. What I didn't expect was for him to hit it, and then, pow, his fucking drill spike to come back up. That was unexpected. That was unexpected. Oda, I tip off the hat I don't have to you. That was good writing. That was good writing. That was good writing. The end. That was good writing. Oh my god. That was good. That was good. And now that he's got his pinhead hat thing, armament, whatever, back, he's probably going to team up with Luffy. We'll see. But in the end, basically, he gets beaten by it, and it has this lightning around it. I don't know how he would use lightning, but then again, I don't see how exactly he would use fire with Red Hawk. People say something to do with the friction and combustion and blah blah science garble. I don't really get how that would work with this Thor, whatever, elephant gun, but you get my point. So Don Shinjao falls, bop. That spike hits the stage, and right when I saw the crack, I was like, yeah, the whole arena just goes, it breaks off like a fucking cookie or a fucking Hershey's chocolate bar where you just go, that's what it looked like to me, only not as smooth. Holy shit. And of course he falls into what appears to be water, and the announcer's like, out of bounds. Didn't matter anyway, that guy was stone cold done. He was out. He was out. And Luffy wins, obviously. I knew Luffy was going to win. People always say, of course Luffy's going to win. You never know. He might lose the whole tournament. Not likely, but it's possible. You never know what Oda might pull out. But I knew he was going to win this match. It was pretty obvious. So, Luffy and Shinjao are probably going to end up teaming up to an extent. It's not going to be next chapter, probably. But then again, Oda has pulled out some weirder shit before. And sooner or later, they're going to team up against Doflamingo or blah, 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 whoever. Now, next chapter, I'm hoping we get more to do with Violet because, well, Violet is my vote for the next Nakama, basically, the next Straw Hat. I know Jinbei would probably be the next one. He's basically confirmed, but not really, because, think about it. If Oda was going to confirm him for sure to join the Straw Hats, why didn't he join? Oh, but he had some other stuff to deal with. That sounds like plot convenience to me. It kind of does. But I don't care how long it takes. As long as he does officially join the crew, I'm not going to hold it against Oda at all. So, yeah, I want Violet to join the Straw Hats just because she's a female. We need another female. It's a fucking sausage fest up in the fucking Straw Hat crew. We need another female in the story. And think about it. Nami comes in. Actually, Nami came before Sanji, of course. But Sanji comes and sees Nami. He falls for her instantly, like he does all hot women. Nami's like, okay. Robin comes in. Sanji falls for her. Robin's like, okay. Third time's the charm. A woman actually falls for Sanji's suave or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So that would be interesting to see, honestly. That's all for the chapter. Perfect chapter, 10 out of 10. Best chapter this month, this year possibly, of this particular manga. One of the best chapters of the big three this year, definitely. And as much as I love the tournament, I want to see more with Doflamingo, Law, and Fujitora, because Fujitora spawned a fucking Madara meteor, a mini Madara meteor, triple M, but he's just testing his power, so I want to see more of that shit. I do. So that's all for my review. Perfect score. Hope you'll subscribe. If you like it, I'll start putting more effort into these, and of course be doing Naruto and Bleach as well whenever it comes back. So thanks for watching. Sayonara.